Alex's new apartment, with its high ceilings and city views, should have been a sanctuary. Instead, it became a prison of whispers. It began subtly, a faint, almost inaudible murmur carried on the draft from the air vents. "Help me," it seemed to sigh, a woman's voice, frail and desperate. He dismissed it as the building settling, the city's ceaseless hum playing tricks on his tired mind. But the whispers grew bolder, coalescing into words that chilled him to the bone. They were always the same, a desperate plea that clung to the corners of his home. Then came the apparitions. A flicker in his peripheral vision, a fleeting shadow of a woman in a stark, white uniform, her face obscured by a veil of sorrow. He'd catch her reflection in the darkened window, a translucent figure standing just behind him, only to turn and find nothing but empty space. The haunting escalated, the spectral nurse's presence growing more tangible, more demanding. Sleep became a luxury he could no longer afford, his waking hours a tightrope walk between sanity and a spiraling, all-consuming fear. Driven by a desperation that gnawed at his sanity, Alex plunged into a frantic investigation. His nights were no longer for sleep but for scouring online archives, digital newspaper clippings, and forgotten city records. His search led him to the history of a derelict hospital that once stood on the very ground his apartment building now occupied, St. Jude's Mercy Hospital. The name itself sent a shiver down his spine. As he dug deeper, a story from decades ago emerged from the digital dust. A young nurse, Elara, had vanished without a trace during a late-night shift. The official report was inconclusive, her disappearance relegated to a cold case file, a footnote in the hospital's long and grim history. But unofficial accounts and local legends told a different story, one of dark secrets and a tragedy deliberately buried. Alex stared at a faded photograph of Elara, her kind eyes looking out from the past, and he knew, with a certainty that terrified him, that she was the one haunting his home. He knew he was her only hope. The truth, he was convinced, did not lie in the digital world, but back at the source, within the decaying walls of St. Jude's. Armed with a flashlight and a resolve born of fear, Alex returned to the derelict hospital. The structure loomed against the night sky, a skeletal silhouette of forgotten pain. He pushed past the groaning, rusted doors, the air inside thick with the scent of decay and antiseptic. His flashlight beam cut through the oppressive darkness, illuminating ghostly gurneys and overturned medical carts. He navigated the labyrinthine corridors, his every footstep echoing like a drumbeat in the profound silence. He was guided by an unseen force, a chilling pull that led him deeper into the hospital's heart, straight toward the old surgical theater. It was the same room from his most vivid nightmares, the place where he had last seen the full, terrifying apparition of the nurse. He stood at the threshold, his heart pounding against his ribs, knowing he had to step inside to confront the spirit that had shattered his life. As Alex stepped into the surgical theater, the temperature plummeted. The ghostly figure of Elara materialized before him, more solid than ever before. She wasn't whispering now. Her translucent form was racked with a silent, urgent sorrow. She raised a trembling, see-through hand, not toward him, but pointing insistently at a section of the floor near the rusted operating table. Her gaze was locked on a single, loose floorboard. Overcoming the wave of terror that threatened to paralyze him, Alex knelt down. His fingers, numb with cold and fear, fumbled with the edge of the wood. With a final, desperate heave, he pried it open. There, nestled in the dirt and grime, was the skeletal remains of a hand. It was still clutching a small, rusted locket. A profound sadness washed over him as his fingers brushed against the cold metal. The moment he touched it, the heavy door to the surgical theater slammed shut with a deafening boom, plunging him into absolute darkness. A final, chilling whisper, no longer a plea but a possessive sigh, enveloped him from all sides. "You found me."